Hi, I'm Callie from CRK Training. Today I am back here with Laddie, our young Gypsy Vanner gelding. And what we're going to work on with him today is talking about the topic of teaching a young horse to move their haunches and to move their shoulders. So this is a question that I actually get pretty frequently, is how to start these movements and start them with a horse that doesn't really know them. So I thought that Laddie would be a good one to help me do this video for you. So usually what I start with is moving the hindquarters. That just tends to be the easiest to get the horse to move. And the idea behind this, behind training this, and really behind a lot of the things that we train, is that we want to find a way to set the horse up that they're going to offer the correct response most easily, and then of course we're going to release whatever pressure we're using when they do offer that correct response. And then we could also use a reward, or in this case today, I'm just going to praise Laddie and release the pressure of my leg when he does the correct movement. I also like to use the fence line, because what that does is it just helps set him up a little bit more to give me the correct response sooner by kind of taking out one option of movement. So this can be a little bit more difficult just starting out sometimes in the open, because they've got a few more options for movement and for directions they can move that way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by asking Laddie to move his hindquarters away from the rail. So I'm going to be using my right leg, and I'm going to be asking him to move his hindquarters this way. So what I'm going to do to start this is I'm just going to take a little bit of feel on my right rein. I'm not pulling on it, I'm not pulling his nose towards the rail, just a little feel here. And I've got my rein short enough that if he starts to try to walk forward in response to my leg, if he starts to move off this way with his shoulders or move his shoulders this way, I can basically just say, no, that's not the right response with the reins. And that's why I want to have just a little enough contact that I'm able to easily do that. So I've got a little feel on my right rein here. I'm going to take my right leg back, and you'll see this in a moment when we shoot at a little different angle, what I'm actually doing with my leg. I'm going to put my leg on here. Good boy. As soon as he offers the right response, I'm going to stop. And most horses, if you set them up to do this if you set it up correctly, they'll offer the right response pretty easily. Good boy. So you see there, as he just kind of shifts around, he's not quite sure, I just keep my leg there. I don't start kicking him harder, I don't do anything like that. I just wait and I kind of let him move around a little bit and then move in the right direction. And the more that you can usually just be patient, especially when they're thinking about it, and kind of give them the time to think it through, that's when it's going to work best. So I can't ask him to move any more this way, because that would be asking him to move into the fence, and he's not going to want to do that. He's going to move something else. So I'm going to move him back off the other leg. So now in this case, I'm taking a little bit of contact with my left rein, moving my left leg back. Good boy. Same thing again. Good boy. And you'll notice that at this point, I'm only asking for a step at a time. And then when he gets the good step, we take enough of a break that it feels like a break to him. Like a lot of times you don't want to just pause and then ask for it right away again. Give him enough time to kind of process it a little bit, make it feel like it's an actual little reward by giving him a little bit of a break, and then ask for the next step. Now from this angle, you'll be able to see more clearly what I'm doing with my leg here. So I've got the little contact here with the left rein. Notice that the leg is back slightly. It's not way back here. The more that you move your leg too far and you do too much with your leg, it kind of will start to tweak your position through the rest of your body. And to the horse, I think it feels like the rider can get a little pretzeled up here. So just a little contact here. I have my leg back. So there he just took a wrong step with the shoulder. I'm going to wait. And there was that last step with the hips that I released on. So now we're going to move into the next one, and we're going to work on the shoulders a little bit. Same concept by using the fence. First time from this position, I'm going to ask him to move his shoulders this way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move both my hands slightly to the left, and I'm going to put on my right leg at the girth. So for the haunches, it was slightly back. When I ask for the shoulders, it's going to be at the girth. And I'm going to think about just kind of shifting my weight in that direction. Good boy. And even a weight shift that way, I like to release on. So look for the smallest things that you can release on. Good boy. Good boy. So we want little correct steps more than lots of incorrect movement with maybe the right thing thrown in there somewhere. Because I feel it's easier for them to understand this when they think about it and then slowly move in the right direction. And you say, yep, that's good. And then as they get more coordinated, you could start to make it look a little bit better and be a little bit more rhythmic. So we're just going to take him back this way. So now I'm going to take both my hands to the right, left leg at the girth. Notice I'm not moving things far. The more you try to move and pull, good boy, and pull them into where you want them, usually the harder it is to actually get what you're looking for. The more you can just stay soft, give them a little bit of a little movement, really think about where you want them and kind of give them time to figure that out, the better it goes. We're going to do one more step here. We're almost to the fence. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so that is the basic idea of how I use my cues and kind of some of the exercises that I use or some of the ways that I set up the exercise using the fence line and asking the horse to kind of move in this half circle back and forth as they're learning to move their haunches and move their shoulders. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. And if you want to post your questions at crktrainingblog.com, that's where the best conversation happens. I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching.